Okay. So at some point, you've got to learn. You've got to learn. You can't keep doing the same things over and over. And you got to learn, sis. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Miami, but this is episode 2 and 3. So we're going to cover both of them. I'm late on episode 2, but we're going to go ahead and get this done. Episode 2 and 3. Amara La Negra is here. You know, I asked for her in episode 1. I'm like, where's Amara? And why didn't we lead out with Amara? I guess it don't really matter because Amara is doing the exact same thing she was doing last time we seen her. It's just flat out, Amara is a fool for a man. And that's all that there is to it. There's no nicer way for me to say it. My Amara is just a fool for a man. You add a penis and Amara is, her mind just gone. And that is just stupid. But again, she's going to have to grow into a position of knowing that this is not the way that you do things. And her mother is doing, this is the same storyline all over again, but I don't think this is really just a storyline for her. I believe this is just her get down. And it doesn't work. You got to get yourself out of this, girl. You got too much at stake and too much going on to actually be walking this walk. This is crazy. I thought you learned from the little situation you had with Chez's brother, but you ain't learned nothing. Here we are again. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love again. I said, girl, yeah, whatever. Anyway, she's in the Dominican Republic. And she's gotten into real estate and that and doing Airbnbs down there. And she's doing well. And in the midst of that, she's met Alan. Now, Alan is this little Dominican boy. And Alan is cute. A little too cute for my liking. Alan's cute. And you can tell Alan's been told that Alan is cute. Okay, Alan rubbed me wrong when Alan was over there emoting in the camera with his little towel, and he's. I said, now, Alan, if you don't get your ass somewhere and sit down, you doing too much. And I kept looking at Amara, and I said, boy, she looks so thin. Now, she looks so thin. I know she works a lot, and she's always dancing and all of that, but she just looks so thin to me. I said, something going on. But anyway, she ended up talking about it later on, that she actually, when she was 15, around 15, that she had battled with bulimia. And I was like, wow, that's sad to actually hear that. But she talked about it. That's when she was about 15, and she still kind of fights with the mental side of it. So she definitely needs to talk to someone about that. She talked about the whole, I look in the mirror and I don't see what other people see. And see, I guess some of that got covered up with the whole thing about the hair and the skin color and the colorism and the business and all of that, earlier on. And we hadn't heard about this. So I don't know. So there's a lot going on. Amara got a lot going on, and she needs to address all these things and kind of pull herself together. And her mother, as much smothering as her mother does and as overbearing as her mother can be, I'm with Mama on this one. Alan don't sit right with me. I don't trust Alan. I don't trust Alan. Alan is overbearing. He's a bit much. And it's a constant from the moment we met him, Alan is battling, and he's trying to, Amara, I don't know why you can't see this, but he's trying to move your mother out of the way. He's trying to get your mother away from you. Girl, that's classic. That's classic. And when your mom's telling you you will regret it and you will be miserable, yes, you will. Anybody who is always trying to get you away from the people that love you, it is a sign to slow down what you're doing. And I mean, he literally, when I'm talking about Alan, and it's like he got her dignitized. So Alan, I mean, okay, it's the cute thing, but Alan must have stroked and banged you something awful. You know, the whole, when they were on the balcony doing the whole kissing and stuff all in front of her mother. Disrespectful. It was all this PDA. It was too much to be standing there with your mother. And her mother seemed so uncomfortable with that. And as I would have been, like, what are you doing? Get a room. I don't know. I don't like Alan. I'm just telling y'all, I don't care for Alan. I don't like what he gives. I don't trust him. He gave me bad vibes. And Alan likes Alan more than he likes anybody else. But we're going to talk about that. Moving on. We can get on away from him. Suki and her cousin Isaiah. Child, Suki got this little cousin named Isaiah, honey. And her mother has convinced her to give him a job running her store, which is called Good Cat, honey. Wow, honey. Good Cat. Come on, Suki. So she brings Isaiah in. Isaiah, child, I swear, is one of the kids. Because she's like, you got to learn, you got to sell this stuff. Like, you got to put it up against the people and tell them, you know, look at this. This is that good silk, baby. You're going to love this. Ooh, see how it feels. He said, I think I got it. You know, yeah, girl, kitty cat around. Brrr, cat to the cat. No, not brrr, cat to the cat. That's at the ball. That's not at the store. And I got to laugh and I said, oh, hi, Isaiah. Isaiah's one of the kids. Child, he gave me ballroom right there, honey. I said, no, not at work, baby. What's next? You going to jump over the counter and fall in a dip behind the cash register? No, Isaiah. So I had to laugh. That was funny. But he tickled me to death when he said, I've worked before. I'm doing real good, girl. I done worked. She said, well, where'd you work at? That thing ran out of there and said City Trends. I said, if you don't get City Trends, no ma'am, Miss Isaiah. City Trends, that's the past employment, baby. Past employment. City Trends, Popeye's Chicken and KFC. Oh, sure. Surely we want to hire you to manage a store. Child, y'all doing too much. But the funny part is I looked at Isaiah. Isaiah is a little he's a little version of Suki. And Suki told us he is ghetto and that he is one that will quickly get to throwing down and be ready to throw hands and turn up and tear the place up. So he's just a little Sukiana. And the funny part is he is like the little gay boy version of Suki. He actually looks like Suki to me. He's actually cuter than Suki. He's like a cuter version of Suki. I said, yeah, y'all are somewhere close. That must be like a sister's child or something. Because he looks just like Suki. But he's cuter than her. I said, wow. He's cute, child. And he was sweat. I said, what you sweating so? Is something going on with the air down here in Miami? Now, I understand it's Miami. And Miami is hot. But everybody was doing a lot of sweating. Because we had a guest in the second half, up in episode 3, and we'll get to them, who those guests were, which is something I'm going to be dragging the production. But they were sweating. I said, what's the sweating? Baby, listen, let me tell you something. Isaiah was sweating like a whore in church. I said, how sweet it is, honey. You sweating, baby. What you sweating? I said, okay, turn the air up, y'all, when y'all get to filming. Anyway, I'm moving on. Let me leave Suki's shop over there at Good Cat. Good Cat. She's so funny. She is so funny. Anyway, but good. I'm cool with this, Suki. With your store and all that. Now we're moving into get your own little storyline. The little pregnancy thing and wanting to have this baby. Yeah. Moving on. Sheila and her girlfriend sit down and they're talking. The girlfriend is completely pregnant. She's real pregnant. And we're sitting talking and found out that Sheila had just had a miscarriage and really going through some stuff. And she really felt underappreciated and all alone, really. And also, we found out she has some anxiety issues and things like that. And Ace doesn't really know how to deal with that. He really doesn't know how to deal with that. He shuts down and he withdraws himself from a situation, and then it's leaving her feeling a certain type of way. Her girlfriend's telling her, y'all got to really get that thing together so it doesn't really mess up your marriage and everything like that. It was very sad. Listen, I'm not going to talk about it long, but it was very sad seeing her going through all of the stuff about her miscarriage and that. That's always terrible. That's just terrible. But yeah, I felt really, really bad for her. And you know, and it's so funny. She got some little things going on with her, but I think I really like Sheila. Like I'm enjoying her. I don't even know if I like Ace yet. I don't know if I really care for him yet. I don't not care for him, but I don't really care about what he's doing. But I'm growing to like Sheila. And we've seen a lot of her, you know, for her to be somebody that is not like really making music or anything. I don't know any of her music or anything like that. But just seeing her as a character on the show, they've given a lot of attention to her. She's interesting and she does make good TV. Pretty girl. She makes good TV. But anyway, moving on. Trina, this whole thing with Trina, what was that? Trina went down to the radio station, and we understand it's the whole situation of when her brother, this is her brother's birthday, the time when was his birthday? Yeah, it's his birthday. The brother that got murdered in broad daylight. I remember that. It's been like 5 years ago. And she went to the radio station, and she already said she wasn't really feeling it, but she went, and then she just snaps out for no reason, and Trick kind of just looking at her. Now, I'll give him, Trick was really, he wasn't trying, you know, usually he'll be fighting with her. He was like, no, we give her all the space that she needs for this, because she's still grieving. She's still grieving. She don't do real well with that. But that whole little snap out, I just thought it was kind of mean to even want to film that. Because when it comes to death and her family members, that's not reality TV. That's Trina really is going through. I don't think she's acting with all that. She's really going through. Now that scene I thought was really contrived, but I think it was kind of mean of production to even have her do that because we know she grieves hard like that. And I didn't like that. That kind of got on my nerves, and it was just so random. I didn't like it. Anyway, moving on. Now we got Bill and Sookie and the mama sitting down. She telling them again, here we go with this pregnancy stuff. I want to have this baby. She tells them, give me a year. You know, she's like, Cardi B did, baby, you're not Cardi B. And men do it all the time. And I'm not having nobody tell me I can't do it and still have my career. You think you know everything, Sookie? Go ahead and do it and see if it work out for you. But your brand requires you not to have a baby bump. Your brand requires you not to be pregnant. Your brand actually requires you not to be married. And that's just the cold, hard facts. You give slutty, vixeny, trampish, ghetto. That's what you give. And that's not a wife. That's not a woman walking around pregnant. What are you going to do? Take off, have your titties out and your belly out and your legs spread open and singing that stuff you be singing and acting all slutty while being pregnant, and you think we supposed to feel how about it? We're going to be looking at you like you're crazy. It's kind of hard. Yes, you could be sexy and pregnant, but slutty and pregnant, that's not a good, that don't work. I don't want to see nobody pregnant with their leg hunched up on no toilet, taking no picture or making no music video. Like that just, your brand doesn't accommodate that kind of thing. Beyonce can, yes, she can get pregnant and still do what she do and still come across sexy, still come across as an icon. It's a no for me. Anyway, moving on. That's our thing. Men do it all the time, girl. Nope. Nope. Anyway, moving on. So, again, like I said, Alan and Amara, it's a whole struggle. It's just a struggle. He wants to make her choose. Let's make her choose. Mother's Day runs around, okay? So Mother's Day rolls around. We know that Blondie and Sheila don't get along. So they've come together for Mother's Day. And basically, this is shortly after she's had this miscarriage. And it's kind of touchy for her. She just wasn't really in a great space. Blondie is taxing. She is. It's just a struggle. There's a power struggle. And they're like trying to, like they're going to work on it. But yeah, Blondie's a piece of work. And so Sheila, it's a fight for queendom. I don't know. They'll get over it one day, but not today. No time soon. Because nobody's trying to budge, really. It's really messy. Really messy. And Blondie needs to sit down. And so does Sheila. They both are doing too much. They both put 20 on 10 when it comes to this. Okay. So then Trina, we saw Trina went down for national, it was the AIDS walk. And she was doing a concert performance there. She's 30 minutes late because child Katie and them is messing up again. I said, child, they keep giving them the bad edit. I'm sick of hearing about them already. But the call time was wrong, and she got there 30 minutes late. She does her performance. Everybody lives for her. So, child, you know, you can see the kids out there giving, yes, Miss Trina, and they were doing all that. And this was good. This was very interesting. It was very good how they took the time out in the show to show some love to their LGBTQIA fans, because there are gay fans of hip hop. You know, even though gay is not the norm as far as hip hop world goes, there is definitely a demographic of gays that love the Trinas and the Tricks and the Kayas and there are the ones of us who still, even though we're not totally accepted in that world all the time, there are people who love these artists. And I just thought that that was pretty nice that they actually added that to the show and paid some appreciation to their LGBTQIA. And show that everybody's not homophobic, that there are some artists that are really in tune with the fact that they have LGBTQIA fans, and they're not really trying to offend. They're just trying to, you know, just love on all their fans. And that's what Trina did here with this portion of it. You know, she told, you know, what the importance of her doing the event and all of that, you know, because of the numbers. You know, HIV is actually just not, first of all, I've said that before, it's not ours. We don't want it. It's, you know, it was an epidemic. It doesn't belong to us. And there are plenty of heterosexual people who are really suffering with this whole HIV thing. And the numbers are not great. Even all these years, and the numbers are not great. People still don't want to get tested. People still don't want to take care of themselves. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So I thought that was really good. The communication amongst the two, the acknowledgement of her fans, I thought that was pretty cool for Trina. Yes, Trina, that was a good look. That little shit in the radio station snapping out, that wasn't a good look. But this was a good look. Also, the whole full-on birthday party that they do and the celebration of life that they did for her brother, it was nice. And I'm really not a fan of these parties when people are doing these things where they have these parties for these folks that are dead. I don't really like that. Me personally, it just seems like I don't want to grieve it all over again. I don't want to do that every year the same time. I don't want to do that. So I'm not a fan of that, but it seemed very nice. And for whatever reason, with their family, it seemed very therapeutic for them. So, you know, kudos to that. I just always kind of frown upon that. That's not for me. But I know people do it, so there's definitely got to be something to it other than just feeling sad all over again. I just don't want any of it. But it was nice. You know, they had the kids there and all that. It was nice. Anyway, moving on from that. Then when we ended this first episode, or episode 2 was this whole blow up with Alan and Mama Anna and Amara. She's being real dramatic. She's getting up and she's telling her mom, because her mom is doing this whole thing of, how dare you want to leave your whole career? I sacrificed so much to make you Amara La Negra, and now you want to just give it all up and come here and do real estate and lay around with this freak and just throw everything away that's in the United States. That's crazy. And I'm like, I agree, it's crazy. But again, she can't live for your dreams, Mama Anna. She can't. If she doesn't want to be Amara La Negra anymore, then I don't think she should have to be Amara La Negra. And that's, that's just that. I think it's a mistake. But I don't think the shaming into, because I sacrificed, you sacrificed because you wanted to. And that's being made very clear. That the whole Amara La Negra building of the brand of Amara La Negra, that was really, it was you. It was more about you than it was Amara. And, they're both saying yes to that. So, no, baby, it is what it is. But you are right when it comes to Alan. Alan ain't shit. Alan, Alan trying to put too much of a choke chain on Amara for me. Anyway, moving on. We're into episode 3 now. We meet Florence finally. Florence, Luce, I think that's how you say it. And Marlon, which is her husband. He's cute. And they got 3 little boys. And we met her sister, Gael. And I looked at Gael up as soon as I seen her, and I said, "Hey, girl. Hey, girl, hey." Yeah, she's one of the children. She's one of the children, honey. And I said, "Hey, she's cool. She looked like she liked to have a good time, this, that, thing, and the other." They're very close. She said, she put that right out there. Me and my sister are very close. We talk about everything for the most part and all of that. So they were at the club. She owns this club. And during the pandemic, her career was really taking off really, really well. And then during the pandemic, she has been, her career is kind of leveled out. So she's trying to kickstart it back. She has this club of her own, and the people in the club just seem to love her. Like she definitely has that I love my fans love me thing down. She got that down. The people were living for her. Being there, but she was literally serving drinks. She was working her club. She was serving drinks. She was, I say it's very easy to fall in love with a person like that. She wasn't grandstanding at all. She was getting down in the trenches doing what needed to be done. Still walking around in her outfit. She had just done perform, and she was making drinks. I said, I know that's right, girl. Do what needs to be done. Okay? Now, the husband, he walk around being cute. So I clocked that right away. I said, now, Marlon, you walk around being cute. Then there was this whole little thing he was giving, exchanging phone numbers with this girl, and got called out. And I said, that looks very suspect. Oh no, Marlon is a good husband, and this, that, and the other. It looked suspect to me from the door. And the girl said, oh no, we're not exchanging numbers. It's all about a job. And the way he walked away from that, and Gael was looking, I said, not suspect. Looked like he just got busted doing something. I ain't buying it. No, sir. No, sir. But that's that. We're going to talk about it again later. Let's move on from there. I'm going on over here to Nori and Nuri. Nuri is Neri's birthday celebration. And I told you we had special guests. And I've told you all about this merging of the franchise. We got Ray J and Princess. Now, Ray J and Princess that moved down to Miami. They're working on patching up their little sordid relationship, and that they're not doing the divorcing. Divorce is off. So they get down there and they're like, we need to hang out with a married couple. And Nori's like, I'll be happy to do. He a clown. And he's like, yeah, I like to drink and have a good time and all that. And I'll be the married friend, this, that, and the other. So he's excited about Ray moving down there. They actually did a double date. And Nori and Ray screwed up the food, child. A mess. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Princess was actually sharing with Nori about her, her and her juice bar. And Princess, y'all remember, Princess was working on a nail salon, and it just never happened. Just wasted money. Just never happened. Never got finished. Never got off the ground. So they kind of have that thing in common, and the fact that the juice bar is taking so long, she just having some reservations about it. Moving on. Sheila and Ace had a really deep conversation about her anxiety. Her anxiety had kicked up, and she wasn't able to sleep. And then she was telling him, it's a problem the whole way that you shut down. And then I kind of felt by myself. And then when you did say something, I feel like there's judgment coming from you. And he's like, well, I didn't grow up like that. I grew up in a household where you don't cry, you don't do none of that. You don't show emotions and all that. So I just have to learn. It was a really good conversation, and they really did handle it themselves, and it was really good. It was really good. I think they're going to be okay. Then she led on to say her mom actually suffers from anxiety and different things as well, and that's why her mother wasn't at the Mother's Day situation, because it was just, she thought it would be too much. And especially with the fact that there's also, I think her mother knows that her and Blondie had an issue. So that was that. That was that. She actually ended up meeting with her mother later on. Sheila met with her mother. Her mother is a white woman, okay? And she talked about, growing up, how the father passed away early on, and then the mother kind of raised her and her sister. Her sister is white as snow, and Sheila is black. She very clearly is black. And she said she always just felt like her mom didn't want her around and everything. Her mother's like, no, I wasn't in, or anything like that. She just said, that growing up biracial like that just was an issue, going through the whole things of why don't I look like everybody else, and, all of that kind of stuff. And then she said, she really used to give her mother a lot of hard time as she was a teenager. She said she just admitted I was an asshole. She apologized to her mother about taking her through those changes as she was growing. And she told her the first thing she thought about when she was miscarrying is first thing she thought about was her mother, and how sorry she was to have taken her mother through the changes that she had taken her through. So it was really interesting. Anyway, moving on. Florence is actually opening a beauty bar. And her grand opening date is like 2 weeks away. It's during Haitian Flag Day. And she was fussing at the contractors about not getting done and there being so much work to do. So we actually got to see that. And she kind of was, a little, a little iffy about that. She didn't really know. And then later on in the episode, we actually see Flo speaking with her sister Gael, honey. And they're going back and forth. And she was saying, it's Marlon's not like coming home like he should be. And just things just don't seem right. And her sister's like, well, when it don't seem right, it's because it ain't right. And then she eventually had to come out and tell her. Marlon is cheating on you. He's cheated on you in the past, and you say he was going to get better and everything's better, but he's cheating on you. And I know he's cheating on you because he's cheating on you with my girlfriend. He fucked my girlfriend. I said, oh, she said, my bitch. I said, oh. Marlon's a bit much. And I said, it's so funny because when we first introduced you, you said in the beginning of the episode, Marlon was a good man. But he really isn't now, is he? Girl plays. Anyway, last thing I'm going to talk about in here is Alan and Amara. Amara talked to her mom. They had a long talk. Her mother told her, you are going to regret it. You're going to be pregnant over here in the Dominican Republic, and you're going to be a nobody. Amara listened to her mother. She goes to talk to Alan and say, I'm going to go back to Miami. Get my mom settled in. Make sure financially she is set. And then I will come back. But I'm leaving. Honey, that thing threw a hissy fit and got to talking to her real crazy and telling her, well, just go ahead then. And all of that, her little feelings. And I'm looking at her like, girl, he is really doing you a favor. You dodging a bullet right now, but I know you don't see that because you know you a fool for a man. You gonna do all that old crying and all that extra stuff that you be doing, girl. You need to sit your ass down. He treated her like crap. And then even to her, she said, well, you going to take me to the airport? He was like, no, I could call you an Uber. I said, oh, no, child. Why is he even still in the frame? Baby, I'd have told him, if you don't get him out of here right now, you had better. He was a whole bunch. And then she's like, well, could I have a kiss at least? He going to say, okay. And kissed her over on her cheek. Honey, Alan is one old bitch, honey. I said, let him go, honey. He's doing you a favor. You don't need him. He's messy. Everything is about him and what he wants. I don't want to go to take you to the airport because your mother is the cause of everything. Girl, I'm going to say this again and I'm going to get on out of here. Everybody out there, males, females, whatever you are. Anybody who is going double time and very hard trying to get you away from everything that you love and everything that loves you back, that is a flag. Get away from them. Get away from them. It is all bad and it will be bad in no time. Trust me, that ain't good. If there's a reason. Why do you want to get me away from everything that loves me? Then it's all you. He wanted her to move down there to the Dominican Republic and it's just her down there. And then look how he treated you the first time he didn't get his way. Say no more. I'll see y'all on the next episode. Later, y'all.